We're talking about basic rules for using commas and semicolons. Use this as a resource. Comma rules. Number 1, use a comma before the conjunction and, for, but, or, nor, so that joins two independent clauses in a compound sentence. All right? Now wait a minute. Let's pump the brakes. Let's take a review here. What is an independent clause and what is a dependent clause? Do you remember? Does anyone remember?
Independent clause can stand alone
And
on its own.
exactly, an independent clause can stand by itself. It's like a sentence. And a dependent clause,
Needs an independent.
it can't stand.
It needs something else.
It needs something else. It can't stand by itself. It's dependent upon something else. These rules, once you get them memorized, it's really not that hard. Comma conjunction joins two independent clauses together. All right? So when you look at your sentence and you have a conjunction and you have two independent clauses and you've got a conjunction, you need a comma. Look, I like working outside. Comma, conjunction, and I also enjoy reading. Now, look, I like working outside. Is that a sentence by itself?
No. Yes.
Yes, it is. Fine. And here's another independent clause. And there we go. Joined together with a comma conjunction. Right? Look at this one. He got out of school early, right? He took a nap. Those are two independent clauses joined together with a comma conjunction. How about that? All right. You're going to use a comma after lengthy introductory phrases or dependent clauses. A comma should not be used when the clause or phrase comes at the end of the sentence, as illustrated by this third example. Okay, so you have a dependent clause. It can't stand by itself. All right? And you have an independent clause. You need to join those together with a comma. All right? Take a look at this introductory phrase. In order to be successful. That's an introductory phrase. Can it stand by itself?
No.
It's a dependent clause. It can't stand by itself. All right? One must learn to write well. Is that an independent clause?
Yes.
Yes, it is. You're darn tootin' it is. You're darn tootin' it is. Now, when I have that sort of situation, I need, boom, a comma. A comma. People sometimes forget introductory phrases need a comma. Even if the introductory clause is kind of long, you still need a comma. Check this out. After she learned the rules for using commas, her grades improved. It's smaller than this phrase, right? Yeah. But it is, her grades improved is still an independent clause. You need a comma. You need a comma. Her grades improved after she learned to use commas correctly. Now, this is where things get tricky. Where is the dependent clause in this sentence? Where is it? Do it.
Her grades improved.
Is that an independent clause or a dependent clause? Her grades improved. Can you say that by itself? Hey, man, her grades improved. Yeah, do it.
Probably the first part of the sentence, after she learned the rules for using commas.
Yes, after she learned to use commas correctly. You do not use a comma when the dependent clause is at the end of the sentence. See that? Now, hey, listen, I'm telling you, these rules that we're learning is great. They're great for your writing. They're also great for ACT, because if some of this is sounding familiar, we went over this stuff with the ACT. All right, here's one that people usually don't have a problem with. Use commas to separate items in a series. Amy ordered 2 hamburgers, a Coke, and a large order of fries. That's so easy. We know that.
Yeah.
People usually don't miss that. There's a list of things. You want to put a comma there. Use commas before and after non-essential elements. These are appositive phrases. Take a look. Take a look. This sentence right here. Horace Mann Elementary, which is the smallest school in the district, enrolls only 160 students. Now, look. Which is the smallest school in the district? That is a dependent clause. It can't stand by itself. It can't stand by itself. So you have this piece of information, which is the smallest school in the district. Is it some great detail that adds to the description? Yes. Is it essential? No, it's not essential. Let's take it, if we were to take that out of the sentence, if we were to take that out and we just had Horace Mann Elementary enrolls only 160 students, would that still be a sentence?
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. It would absolutely be a sentence. There it is, which is the smallest school in the district. You take it out. So you need to put commas around those types of phrases. Use commas between coordinate adjectives of equal importance that modify the same noun. Do not separate adjectives of unequal importance. A good way to determine if the adjectives are of equal importance is to reverse them in a sentence. If the sentence does not read well after the reversal, do not use a comma between them. That's a great tip. That's a great tip. Second example illustrates that point. Well, let's take a look at it. By the end of the game, the field was a slippery, wet mess. All right? So when you have slippery and you have wet, they're of equal importance. Put a comma. Her big blue eyes and bright red hair made her strikingly beautiful. All right. Big blue eyes and bright red hair made her strikingly beautiful. Let's switch those around. Her bright red eyes and big blue hair made her strikingly beautiful. Does that make sense?
I mean, it could, but no.
It could, but I mean, more than likely it wouldn't. So you don't need, there's no need for a comma there.
Yeah.
But look at this, let's go back to this one. By the end of the game, the field was a wet, slippery mess. If I switch those around, does the sentence still make sense? So you need the comma, right? All right. People usually don't have problems with dates, right? Almost done. Almost done.
Oh.
People usually don't have a problem with places.
Yeah, we got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. You use commas before and after words that are interrupters. However, nevertheless. All right, these interrupt the flow of the ideas. Adam did not like math. He was, however, very successful in his math classes. Okay, that's an interrupter. Okay? You got the flow going. All right, man, this guy does not like math. Cool, cool, cool. And then boom.
Boom.
We do learn he's very successful in math. It interrupts the flow. You need commas around it. Look at this one. Look at this one. You're going to like this one, Kayla. When do we use semicolons? You use a semicolon between two independent clauses. If you don't want to use a comma conjunction, you can use a semicolon. Look, I like working outside. An independent clause. I also enjoy reading. You see that? You have two independent clauses. I could say, I like working outside, comma, and I also enjoy reading. Either way, it's fine. You're just replacing the semicolon with a comma conjunction. Why is this important? Because sentence variety is important. Mixing it up a little. Throw a sentence in there that has a comma conjunction. Throw a sentence in there that has a semicolon. Maybe throw a couple simple sentences in there. Maybe just put, I like working outside. Period. I also enjoy reading. Mix it up. Mix it up with simple sentences, compound, put comma conjunction, put semicolon.
I'll see it.